Yo, what's up guys, the Insane Game Freak here to bring you another Wii U or just video game video about the Wii U and about third party. And I want to talk about this because this was a thing a lot of people said last year that I want to reiterate for this year to make a point that I don't think some people get. Now, how many of you Nintendo fans or even Wii U fans have heard the phrase, you guys don't get third party partially because you guys don't support it, and then they bring up the sales of certain third party games that have been released on the Wii U that did not sell well. Do people really understand why these games don't sell well? And the first thing is something that everyone in the community has been like talking about ever since the 7th generation started, which is the whole DLC fucking game content on the disc bullshit, meaning don't pay for half-assed or broken content, meaning don't pay for broken, shitty, or half-assed games. Okay, that's going to factor into the point I'm about to make. Okay, so the first point, the reason, which I find ridiculous, is that most of the third-party games that the Wii U got last year were half-assed ports, or just half-assed games in general. And then, but for some reason, when we decided to vote with our wallets and not buy those games, and then reports came out how they weren't putting more third-party games on the Wii U, why is it one of the first things you guys said was, this is why it's just what people thought. Nintendo fans only buy Nintendo games. No, it's not that Nintendo fans only buy Nintendo games. It's the fact that Nintendo fans don't stand for bullshit. We don't buy games that are broken or not finished, or we don't get the full fucking game. And we're going to go through a casual list of said games that had this problem, because I find it ridiculous. So we had games like Mass Effect come out, and this is only the first issue. The other issue comes into play in a second, but I want to just cover this real quick. We had games like Mass Effect, we had games like Need for Speed, we had games like Tekken, we had games like Assassin's Creed, we had games like Batman, we had games, I think we had the NFL 2013 version. I'm trying to think of the general third-party games we got. And then we had our exclusives like Lego City and Monster Hunter. And out of the games I've mentioned so far, how many would anyone consider a good port? From what I understand, Batman is debatable depending. I'm talking about Arkham City, not Arkham Origins. Arkham City is debatable because from what I heard, the frame rate drops up and down on that bitch a little bit too much, but I think it only happens during like heavy thug sections from what I understand. But as I said, that one's debatable. In terms of ports, and I'm talking about overall in terms of support and all that other shit, Tekken was considered a good port, Need for Speed was considered a good port, and I think that's it. And then yeah, well, I don't really count Monster Hunter and Lego City because those were exclusives and those aren't ports. But 3 games were considered good third-party ports because either Mass Effect, I believe, was missing DLC, which was stupid because it was like the entire game was out and all the DLC for it was out or coming, and for some stupid reason we didn't get the fucking all the DLC. We got whatever DLC they put on the disc, and then they didn't bring out any more DLC for Mass Effect 3 on the Wii U. Why would you pick that up? I heard Assassin's Creed went through the same issues. Batman Origins is missing a goddamn mode, and I'm not sure if it's missing DLC. I know it had Deathstroke. I don't know if there was any other DLC. I think it may be missing future DLC. Injustice, I believe, is either missing DLC or does not have, or I know we got it later than everyone else. Sniper Elite 3 fucking is missing the majority of its modes except for single player. There were so many random problems with like half of these fucking games, and it was just like dumb shit. Call of Duty, Black Ops 2 and Ghost missing fucking DLC and I think patches for certain ones. And we were like, and then people sat there and told us like, oh, y'all didn't support third party. Yes, because when we brought, see, here's the thing. You know, if we buy broken games, it's bullshit. But if it's Wii U, then we have to buy broken games to get third-party support. Which is ridiculous. We shouldn't have to fucking do that. And no normal consumer, anyone with a straight head would fucking do that. So that's the first problem with the Wii U support, third-party support, is that half the games we fucking got that we could have quote-unquote bought were fucking broken or unfinished, or we didn't get all of it. And I'm not, no one in the right mind is going to buy a third-party game like that, and we're just not fucking doing it. The second thing is how third-party games don't sell. Third-party games don't sell, correct? Okay, so why is it that Monster Hunter sold well? Now, obviously, you can argue the whole thing about how it's an exclusive, but at the same time, that whole argument you guys threw out about how Nintendo fans only buy Nintendo games, yet Monster Hunter sold that well on the Wii U, because Capcom themselves said it, to the point in which they're making Monster Hunter 4 and Monster Hunter 4G, and we're getting Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, which is 4G essentially, which I believe is the better version. I wonder if we're going to get the Fire Emblem costumes and the Link costume and the One Piece costumes. If we do, I will be trying out Monster Hunter on fucking Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. That's besides the point. Lego City sold well. Now obviously you can throw out the whole it's a kids game bullshit. And Rayman Legends, as of right now, not including Xbox One and PS4, is the second highest in terms of sales, in terms of the Wii U version. You're thinking, oh, that's not that good. That's pretty good considering the PS3 and the 360 had higher fucking, have way bigger install bases than the Wii U, and the Wii U's only second, and it's not even by a huge margin. I think it's like by like around 200,000. 200,000? No, like 20,000. I think like 20,000 because that game didn't even hit a million. I think it's like 300,000 on the PS3, like 2,800,000 on the Wii U, and it's like 2,600,000 or 2,300,000 on the 360, and the Vita is like 4,000 or some shit. That is ridiculous. You're telling me these two other consoles who have these huge install bases and Rayman still sold better, and Rayman on the Wii U sold better than the 360 and the Vita version. Granted, the Vita version was gimped to begin with, so that was not really that expected. I mean, that wasn't really too surprising. And it only lost to the PS3 by like 2,000 damn units. Oh shit. Why is that? Why is it that it sold relatively well on the fucking Wii U, even though you had the other two versions, which was still stupid. I still don't know why they made that multiplayer, because they got scared or some shit. Most people bought a Wii U at launch because they heard Rayman Legends was exclusive. Whatever, Ubisoft, whatever the fuck. We had good games come out, and the ones that weren't Nintendo exclusive and still sell well. Lego City is like considered one of the Wii U's top games, which I guess is good and bad depending on how you look at it. Now I will admit, and now for the third point I have, which covers why games that had good ports like Need for Speed and Tekken still didn't sell well. The last time I checked, how many of the launch titles for the Wii U actually came out at the same time as the other versions of the game? Oh, that's right. Like, none of them. Like, I think none of them did. Because Mass Effect was late as shit. Batman was late as shit. Tekken was late as shit. Need for Speed was really late. I think Need for Speed was like 6 fucking months. None of the ports we got were fucking on time. None of them. None of them, I don't believe. And if I'm wrong, someone correct me in the comments. And people go, well, why would time play a factor into it? Well, it goes into actually the next point. Most of those franchises that we got for the Wii U on launch were franchises that were built up by the other two consoles. AKA, Mass Effect did not start on any Nintendo system. Tekken Tag Tournament Wii U Edition is the first Tekken game we've ever got on Nintendo, period. And Tekken is not a new fighting game. Tekken has been around for a while, and this is the first time we've gotten the Tekken game. Same thing, I think the same thing for Need for Speed. Now, as I said, correct me if I'm wrong. And it's just like, so this is the first time these franchises are being introduced to us. And are we appealing to just Nintendo fans or people who own multi-consoles? Because don't think everybody who bought a Wii U didn't own a PS3 or didn't own a 360. Don't give me that shit. And here's my thing. If the game came out first on the PS3 and 360 and you were already a fan of the game, that originally came out on earlier systems from those companies, why the fuck would you buy the Wii U version? None of the Wii U versions for Tekken or Mass Effect or fucking Need for Speed were on that higher of a level to justify buying the Wii U version. I'll give you an example. Batman Arkham Origins came out on the Wii U, and I still bought it for the PS3, and I own both. Why did I do that? Well, that goes into the next thing. Because Nintendo didn't get a lot of these older franchises, most people are stuck in brand loyalty. It's like you wouldn't, like, that's why it was one of the same arguments I have for the reason why Kingdom Hearts 3 is not going to sell well on the Xbox One. If you were into the Kingdom Hearts series to begin with, you mainly probably owned either Nintendo handhelds or more specifically, you owned Sony consoles. So why in the fuck would you get a Sony console, mainly the Sony main console game for the Xbox One, unless the Xbox One version has a lot of extra features that justify switching over? It's just kind of out of habit. Plus that you know that the next one more than likely will come out on Sony. It wasn't like we were looking at Nintendo when Kingdom Hearts 3 was announced that, oh yeah, Nintendo is going to have Kingdom Hearts 3 exclusive, right? Because that makes fucking sense. We would expect the next game in the series to come out. It's like expecting Mario Galaxy 3 to show up on Xbox One. It's the same fucking logic. And as I said, why would you buy Mass Effect 3 on the Wii U when anyone who was into Mass Effect, you probably bought it on the 360, and I think PS3, I forget if Mass Effect is Xbox only. I think it used to, and it's not anymore. I'm not totally sure. It's been a minute. But that's my whole point. Tekken was the same shit. It's like if you're a fighting game fan and you really like Tekken, you probably already bought Tekken on the PS3 or 360. It's the same shit. None of these franchises that people was like, oh, it didn't sell well, came out. But if you look at it, Monster Hunter had a game on the Wii. Rayman had a game on the Wii. I'm pretty sure the Wii had Lego games. I mean, Legos don't really have that continuity or that fan. But the whole point I'm making is the games that did sell well or sold relatively well had the previous entries. Batman, it was the same issue. It's like if you were a Batman Arkham fan, you probably owned Arkham City on the PS3 or 360. Therefore, when Arkham City came out, like, I think, what was it, a year before, that probably meant that you already bought it. And so the only reason why you would buy the Wii U version is maybe because of the upgrade shit they did do to it. Not saying Tekken is like Nintendo specific. It's kind of like, oh, look at all this Nintendo oriented shit in Tekken. Unless you were really a stickler for that, there was no reason to get Tekken Wii U, because it's the same game, just with that little Nintendo push on it. Whereas Batman Arkham Origins had a difference. It was just not that huge of a fucking jump to justify a price tag. Usually, see, the thing is, the Wii U port of a game that comes out late has to do a lot more than just have a little bit of better graphics or like one or two features. And that is usually the point. Why would you buy, if, as I said, it's game loyalty in the brand you've already invested the series into? And on top of that, the Wii U version was either ripped off or like lesser. Why would you pay for a lesser version of the game? I mean, to me, that's just basic ass fucking logic. People always get confused with why do third parties don't sell. That's why third parties don't fucking sell. Because of all the things I mentioned. If it's a late port, if it's a half-ass port, if the previous entries have never been on Nintendo consoles. That's why I'm hoping with Project Cars, I'm hoping Nintendo gets the second one exclusive if Project Cars does well enough. Like, these newer franchises will do better on Nintendo than the previous ones is. Because, as I said, it's not that Nintendo can't... It's not like Nintendo gamers don't buy third-party games. We just don't buy shit ones. That's why all the new franchises coming up that do end up on the Wii U, the next installment of those games will do better on the Wii U. Versus fucking... Kingdom Hearts 3, or, well, Kingdom Hearts 3 may have done fairly well considering fucking, we got a lot of the spin-off games. But my point still stands, as I'm saying. People always go, why it's like third party, so you didn't support the games. No, we didn't buy into the bullshit, I'm sorry. That's what we didn't do. Also, the other factors, which would stop any hardcore gamer from touching those games. Because they're gimped, missing DLC, what's the problem with the fucking Injustice, went through that same bullshit. Most third-party games on Wii U, as of right now, are bullshit, except for a few. That's why I think the only one I own right now is Tekken. Tekken actually might be it. Tekken and Rayman. Those are the only two fucking games I own. I could get Need for Speed, I'm just saying. In terms of, like, good ports, there weren't that many. I'm just not a Monster Hunter fan. Now that Monster Hunter 4 is out, that's the reason why I'm not really trying to grab it. Granted, it is $20 on the Wii U if you want to get it on the Wii U, I'm just saying. Anyways, that's just my whole thing. Please send me your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Why do you think Nintendo doesn't get third party? Do you agree with what I said? Do you disagree? Thank you guys for watching. Let's game. Play to win. And I'll catch you guys later. Peace. So we're just going to kind of throw it at the gauntlet. I'm going to talk about things that piss me off about non-anime fans. And I know some of this